in different fields in life, different things work differently. I think for some fields, perhaps experience is way more. If I start worrying about what everybody else thinks of me, then how will I do the work that I'm doing?
That intense attention.
Yeah, it was like it's just out of association. No one really cares about who I am.
Hritik Roshan.
He'd be a psychotherapist or a psychologist.
This is Aina and welcome to Instant Bollywood. I'm in conversation with the super gorgeous and talented Saba Azad. Hello.
Hi.
So nice to have you.
Nice to be talking to you.
I'm going to start off by asking you about the term Gynac, or whenever we spoke about gynecologists, it was always a taboo. Even when I grew up and stuff, लोग खुल के बात नहीं करते थे. Have you faced, and what have you faced or seen around you when it came to talking about Gynac?
I think amongst my female friends, it was always totally comfortable. And by the time I needed a Gynac or needed to go to a Gynac, or I felt the need for a Gynac, I think within my circles it was all right.
Yeah.
But like you said, it is actually a taboo, conversation. People don't even talk about a Gynac like a proper doctor, It's like a, acha wo to women's health hai, acha wo to ladies doctor, that kind of
Ladies
doctor, and it, it's like you don't talk about it. It's something to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
And I think वो societal चीज़ है, वो औरतों पे थोपी गई है, वो actually गलत है, क्योंकि they are reproductive health doctors.
Yes.
And sexual health doctors, and very, very important, especially for a country which has so many human beings, has such a large population. Yeah. Sexual health, to even talk about sex and normalize it and make it a part of our vocabularies, even parent to children and child to parent, so that you turn to the right people when you are in need.
True.
For the sake of health and safety, I think is very important.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Even the line where in the end they speak about degree and experience, what according to you is more important, degree or experience?
And education is imperative.
Yeah.
You cannot neglect or not give an education attention and importance. In different fields in life, different things work differently. I think for some fields, perhaps experience is way more. But when it comes to medical space, and education is imperative. You cannot beat an education, and of course, experience adds to your understanding and how well you're doing.
Right.
But I think they go hand in hand.
Whenever I see you, I feel like whenever you're dressed up or you're decked up somewhere, there are always these cool hairdo. When did you start experimenting? This is completely offbeat, but I see you with two buns sometimes, and even the hairdo right now, it's really unique.
Hey, thank you.
When did you get into this complete?
So I've always had really long hair.
Yeah.
And and I think I just found new ways to tie it up because I didn't like it on my face.
Okay.
So I would always find new ways to put it up, because of course it's boring if you just keep putting that top knot.
Yeah.
So at some point I started experimenting with it.
Yeah.
And maybe 15-20 years ago, on stage is when I started finally kind of expressing it and doing it. And also my friends also would be like, hey, what have you done with your hair today? What have you done with your hair today? I like playing with my hair, and I think my vibe is kind of old school and retro.
Yeah.
with a touch of punk. So so I like messing around with it.
No, but it takes a lot of patience also to
it does, but I've done it so much now, I really enjoy it. But this is, of course, my excellent hairdresser and team that have helped kind of put my vision together.
I've seen you perform at Soho, at Lollapalooza. Music has been so integral and so important for you as well. How do you make sure that you have acting and music hand in hand? What do you enjoy more?
So I definitely can't choose what I enjoy more, because I've always kind of done music and acting together. I come from a theatre family, and at the age of 4 I was on stage already. So I've been acting, and then on stage there was a choir within the theatre group. So I was singing and acting hand in hand, always. So I can never be like, I'll do this and I won't do that. I have to do both for joy. For the purposes of my joy, I want to do both. I feel like there's 1,000 sides in every human being, and we're capable of inhabiting all kinds of characters and human beings feelings and sentiments, and I think these are both parts of me, and I think I'm able to hold both of them with integrity and with joy, and I don't think I'm letting go of any anytime soon. And how I juggle them is that because my band has been around for over a decade now, so that is a machinery that's well oiled. So, you know, we have a process in place where we meet, where we create, where we do rehearsal, and we go for our gigs. So, you know, there's an audience for it, there's a setup that's already there. So, and I've always been acting as well, but that, as I'm acting more and more, this setup being well oiled really helps. So that's already in place. So I know I go for my gig, and then next day I go for shoot. So, and it's kind of
balanced.
Fun. Yeah, it's totally balanced.
You know, I have to say, the first instance where I remember watching your work, like properly, of course I've seen your films and Mujhse Friendship Karoge and everything, but I feel like you got really popular as a Cadbury girl as well.
Hey! Yeah.
Did it become difficult at any point to get out of the commercial space for people to take you a little more seriously in different roles?
Yes, absolutely.
It did?
Absolutely, yes.
Because you were quite popular as a Cadbury girl.
So I did for a while find myself getting trapped into the rom-com kind of genre, which is where, you know, theatre and music, and I'm a playback singer and a voiceover artist as well. So that came to my rescue. At least economically, I was sorted, and I wasn't like, oh shit, I have to act for, you know, putting food on my table. So I was able to say, okay, this is not an interesting enough role, main ye nahi karungi. So, but yes, I did get kind of typecast into the rom-com, college romance, you know.
Yes.
I got typecast, but I think that's changed now.
Yeah.
I think that's changed really beautifully now, and I'm so thankful, because OTT has provided such a great, you know, platform and space for actors to explore more parts of themselves that otherwise people, you know, because a film is like, there's so much banking on a single film, right? I think a series and the amount of series that we're putting out just creates space and opportunity for so many more actors to kind of explore different parts, you know, diametrically different parts, you know, which are not limiting. So it's a good time to be an actor.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah, it's a really good time to be an actor.
You know, the fact that you said you've been on stage since you were 4.
Yes.
You've been doing theatre, you've been doing music, you've been doing acting. There's so much work that you've done all these years. Does it scare you ever that the credit would be, you know, given because of different reasons to you and your personal life, and that might overshadow all the work that you've done?
Of course, that's a thought that goes through people's minds. And you know, of course, there are people, there's a kind of exposure that I've gotten now, which, you know, I'm a very private person, and I think I had created an audience for myself with my little bit of work, you know, my theatre, my web work, and, you know, whatever films I'd done. But because just out of default, because of association, I have been exposed to a lot more people. But if I start worrying about what everybody else thinks of me, then how will I do the work that I'm doing?
Yeah.
So I think if you remember why you're here, I'm here to work, and all the other stuff is white noise. If I listen to that, then I'll be deeply depressed. And also the thing is that I know the truth. I know my struggle. I know I came to this city as almost a child, and I didn't have any family, not even a single friend. I lived alone, and I've been living alone for all these years and doing it on my own. And I've built 5 careers for myself on my own. And nobody can take that away from me. And those of them who are looking at me and saying, aha, you know, whatever it is that they have to say, whatever it is that they have to say, they don't know me, and I can't let that affect me. That's what they see in me. That's all right.
Did it affect in the start? Because you get immune to it eventually.
Of course, it takes time. I think in the start it was just the attention.
Intense attention.
Yeah, it was like it's just out of association. No one really cares about who I am. So, you know, and in all honesty, and also being aware of that okay, this is not you. This is by association. It's all right, you know. And people are curious. People look up to the people they admire, and they want to know everything about them. And I can empathize, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. It took me a little time to get used to that kind of attention, but I'm okay with it. And I know my place. I know that I have to work, and I'll keep my head down and keep doing that.
No, that's wonderful that you've said it this way, and you know, you've made your peace with it. Lastly, because we're short on time, I'm going to give you a few actors' name, and because you're a Gynac, you have to tell me, अगर वो doctor होते तो कौन से doctor होते?
Okay.
Varun Dhawan.
Varun Dhawan would be a sports therapist. Yeah.
Siddharth Malhotra.
Siddharth Malhotra would be a pediatrician. I don't know.
Alia Bhatt.
Alia Bhatt would be a pediatrician. Yeah.
Hritik Roshan.
He'd be a psychotherapist or a psychologist.
Very good in talking.
I mean, he's an incredibly bright mind and he understands human behavior really, really well.
Kartik Aaryan.
Kartik Aaryan would be a physiotherapist, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm imagining
honestly,
everyone.
I can't because I don't have much context with most of these people, so I don't really know what they'd be. Yeah.
Okay. Kiara Advani.
Kiara Advani would be a dermatologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even you could be. You have great skin.
Hey, thanks.
Janhvi Kapoor.
Janhvi Kapoor would be, I don't know, a heart specialist.
Yeah. And lastly, Aditya Roy Kapoor.
Aditya Roy Kapoor. Yeah, brain surgeon.
Neurologist.
Yeah.
होते हैं ना?
I have no idea.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun talking to you. And so much power to you because I get a very independent girl vibe from you.
Hey,
and
thank you.
I hope that carries on and doesn't get overshadowed by anything.
Thank you so much.
So wish you all the very best for Who's Your Guy.
Thank you so much. Bless you. Hi, if you like this video, like, share and subscribe to Instant Bollywood.